everybody! So, by my calculations, it's January, which means it is time for a Blu-ray update. Since, you know, I do these things every 2 months, and the last one was in November, so carry the 3. January. So it's funny, I actually didn't really have too much to show for this one up until maybe the last week or so. I've just had like an influx of stuff on my shelf, so yeah, got a few things to show you. So without further ado, let's get stuck into it. I've got my pile of stuff here, so I'm just going to grab them off one by one in no particular order. And the first one here is Wreck-It Ralph, which was a movie that I really enjoyed it when I first saw it years ago, but it was always one of those movies that it didn't really inspire me quite enough to buy it. But since the second one is coming out later this year, I think it's this year, yeah, I thought, look, I should probably check it out again, and so picked it up for cheap. Got the 3D version as well because somebody awesome that I know has a 3D TV, so I've actually kind of got access to a 3D TV now, so yeah, hopefully I'll get to check this one out. And on a side note, I actually noticed recently on the Facebook Marketplace app, there are a lot of really cheap 3D TVs out there, like really good ones for only a couple of $100. So I'm thinking pretty soon I'm gonna have a 3D TV. But something that is definitely not in 3D was season 3 of Star Wars Rebels. Oh, hang on, hey, look at that. Now you see it? No, you don't. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, season 3, Star Wars Rebels. I've seen the first 2 seasons, haven't caught up with this one yet, and really keen to see the season 4, which is the final season. Yeah, as I said in the previous Blu-ray update when I showed off seasons 1 and 2, I really dig this show, and I am very much looking forward to seeing the whole lot. Okay, so here's something. Recently, well, around Christmas time, I went to New Zealand for a holiday, and every time I go over there, because my family all live over there now, I always buy a movie when I'm there. I don't know, it's just kind of a bit of a tradition of mine. You'll see in amongst these things, there's a few movies here and there with the New Zealand classification sticker on it. So when I was over there this time around, I got it. I got it. It. Anyway, yeah, so Stephen King's It, like, amazing film. Probably don't need to tell you how awesome it is because chances are you've probably seen it already. If you haven't, I highly recommend it. It is amazing, and yeah, that was my purchase from New Zealand. But while I was over there, I also picked up The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug. You know, the dragon guy. Yeah, look, pick this up because, yeah, it was a 3D version once again. I'm thinking to myself, 3D? I don't know if you can see, but it's got like a kind of a, I don't know, lenticular 3D sort of a cover. And it was $9, like, for how many discs in this thing? I don't know. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4 discs. Yeah, so I picked that up because when I was going through my movies to find out which movies I had that were 3D, yeah, I didn't think my Hobbit movies were. Until that is, I came home and had a good look at my Hobbit movies and found out that my extended edition, which I've had all along, yeah, is actually 3D. In my defense, it doesn't say it anywhere on the slipcover thingy, so yeah, well played. But that being said, yeah, so I do have this one spare now. It's never been used, so I don't know, I'll probably give it away to somebody. Let me know in the comments if you want it. And moving along to some recent purchases, yeah, well, a movie that I tend to go on and on about a lot, but I really like this movie, and that is Happy Death Day. This movie was just so much fun. It is full of flaws, it is full of plot holes, but it's a sort of movie that's so entertaining, it's really easy to forgive it for them. And Jessica Rothe, I swear to God, I still maintain she gave my most favorite female performance in a movie last year. She is so entertaining to watch. And yeah, I watched this twice in the first week that I got it. Once on my own, and then once Jay the Bald Guy came over, hadn't seen it yet, so I showed him and his girlfriend Michelle. And the same day I bought that, I bought Mother, which was also in my top 10 for last year. I haven't actually revisited this movie yet. Very keen to, but yeah, it's the sort of movie you've got to be in the mood to watch it because yeah, it's just such a dark, depressing movie that kind of destroys your soul, and yeah, not always in the mood for a soul-destroying movie. And next up, I picked up season 2 of Supergirl, which I have finally started watching. Yeah, I've had seasons 1 and 2 for, well, a little while now, and yeah, I only just got into it recently, and I'm digging it. It's not bad, it's far from great. It is very light and fluffy, very pro-feminist, which I don't have a problem with, but it's probably a little bit too pro-feminist. I mean, we got a scene where they're talking about the female president, who's played by Linda Carter, I might add, so that was pretty cool. But then they're also talking about God being a woman and stuff. Like, yeah, it's like, whoa, just, you know, just put the brakes on there, guys. But there are tons of awesome references to the Superman movies that have gone by, to Smallville as well. Yeah, it's entertaining enough that I definitely keep coming back, and nearly every episode ends with a freaking cliffhanger. But having Supergirl inspired me then to, yeah, kind of take inventory of the DC shows that I had, and I only had season 1 of Arrow, even though I have seen a couple more seasons. Thanks, Pirate Bay! And 2 seasons of The Flash. So, yeah, today I went to JB Hi-Fi and I just kind of went nuts. I got the 3 seasons of Arrow that I needed, so seasons 2, 3, and 4, because they were buy 2, get 1 free, and 20% off, so how could I go past that? And also season 3 of The Flash, which I desperately needed because there was an episode of Supergirl that was a crossover with The Flash, but it ended on a massive cliffhanger and it came up on the screen to be continued in The Flash, and it's one of the episodes on season 3, so I've got to find out what happens. So yeah, I'd say after I'm done with Supergirl, I'll probably then have a Flashathon. And the last couple of things I got, yeah, I got Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind because I was having a chat to a friend of mine, Will, recently, and we were talking about Jim Carrey movies, and he'd never seen this one, and I was like, oh my god, you need to see it, it is so freaking brilliant. Almost made it into my top 10 most favorite movies of all time. And I have it on DVD, but it was just one of those movies that I thought was worth upgrading because, you know, it just visually, it's so stunning to look at. And yeah, I just thought the Blu-ray treatment would work really well with that. And I've saved this one for last because I'm not proud of myself. Now, let me explain. Years ago, when I first started collecting DVDs, there was a moment of madness that I had where I sold a whole bunch of them off, and I wrote a list out of all those movies that I'd sold, and it was just one of those things, more because I'm a collector. I wanted to complete that list. I wanted to actually get all those movies back again. And I've been working my way through the list, but there was one movie on there that, yeah, I was reluctant to get it again because it's not great, but it's kind of a guilty pleasure of mine, and that is Charlie's Angels. Now, please don't click unsubscribe or anything yet. Just bear with me here. Yeah, look, I know it's not a great movie, but it's one of those movies that you can just tell how much fun they had making it. And anytime that happens and it comes through the screen, I don't know, there's just something that kind of compels you to keep watching. And yeah, like, I don't know. Anyway, I got, it was a 2-pack, that one and the second one, which I got for less than $10. I'm kind of a bit bummed though, because I do remember that the DVD, being a Columbia TriStar release, back in the day, their DVDs were the benchmark in terms of special features. Anytime a movie was coming out from Columbia TriStar, it was like, oh my god, yes, it's gonna have, like, you know, 3 columns of special features listed on the back. And that movie was no different. Unfortunately, this version I got, it's very bare bones. It actually, I don't know if you can see there, but it even just looks like it was just printed at home. And yeah, I don't know. So it's got the movies on there, but yeah, that'll do. So that concludes everything that I have picked up in the last 2 months. Yeah, I don't really know what's coming out in the next 2 months, but I'm sure it'll be something exciting. So thank you very much for taking the time to check this video out. Don't forget to click subscribe if you want to stay up to date with all of my content. Just have a look down below. There's a red button and it has the word subscribe on it. I know, it's so clever. And there's a little bell icon next to it. If you click that, you'll get a notification in your emails anytime I publish a video. So let me know if any of those movies are some of your particular favorites, or if you're just like, dude, why do you own that? Drop me some comments either here or on Facebook. All the social media links are in the description below, because I like to talk about movies, and I would love to talk about movies with you. Catch you next time.
Click subscribe to stay up to date with all the latest movie reviews. Skynet will be taking over any day now, so what have you got to lose? Nyah.